go.
Yeah, man, I got stuck on a work call, dude. It was one of those 10-minute conversations that turned into a half hour.
Yeah. So I'm building some stuff so the backdrop will look better. I'm going to take away the posters. I'm going to add some of these instead. Like the color scheme, Mike?
I do.
Got to go and keep it, with the warm color scheme, like with the show,
Yeah.
So that's what I've been doing all week.
You and I kicked ass against the spread. You and I kicked ass against the spread this past week, man. I tallied it all up, man. I went back onto the show and watched the show. Tallied it up again. That segment. Woo! We were on fire, baby.
Called it. You see who's going to be the Vikings starting QB?
No, who's that?
Carson Wentz.
Oh, that's right. That's a great story because I saw that he will become the first player in NFL history to start a game for 6 different teams in 6 seasons.
Yep. So good morning, Mario Cavazos. Good morning, Jonathan Perez. JHN is NSB in the house.
Yeah.
Sam Salinas. And look at Mario Cavazos. The world we once knew it has become shit. Well, we're going to talk about Jimmy. Jimmy flew too close to the sun on this time.
Texas Latina in the house.
Yeah, hey, how's it going? But really, who's watching these talk shows anymore? These late night talk shows? Nobody, dude. I promise you.
Area 210, where the dreams don't fade from the river walk nights to the Alamo shade. We rise together through the highs and the lows. Area 210, oh, it's the life that we chose.
What's going on, 210 San Antonio and South Texas? My name is Mike Jimenez. That's Joe Garcia. This is the Area 210 podcast powered by P.F. Chang's La Cantera. The La Cantera location, they do it right for lunch. They do it right for happy hour. They do it right for dinner. Welcome to the show, everybody. Sorry for the late start. I was in the middle of a work call that went a little long. Apologize for that. But we have a big show today, Joe, because here's the thing, man. If people were taking our advice when it came to the spreads last week, Joe, NFL Week 2, they made some money. I tallied up the results. Joe, we were on fire last weekend when it came to our picks. We're going to pick week 3 today. James Pledger giving me crap on Twitter. James Pledger, San Antonio Sports Star. He hosts a show called Extra Innings on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star about Arch Manning and trying to compare Arch Manning's first 3 starts of this season to that of Joe Burrow.
Joey Burrow. I wish you could hate Wemby as much as you hate Arch. What's going on here? They always say, Joe hates Arch. Joe hates Wemby. I'm like, I don't hate Wemby. I just want Wemby to get better. But Mike, it's like no matter what they tell you about Arch, you're like, no, F him. He's a bust. He sucks. That throwing motion's trash. And they're trying to hit you with the facts, with the numbers and everything. And you're like, no, I don't believe it.
No, I wasn't going to stand for any of that slander. There's a big difference between it all. So we're going to explain exactly what James Pledger and our good friend John Dyer, who was co-hosting this show earlier this week,
on Monday,
about this whole thing. And who do you believe? Do you believe me or do you believe Pledger when it comes to all that? We'll get into that.
I always stand on with Pledger. I believe Pledger.
Yeah. More fallout for the LA Clippers and Kawhi Leonard. I was reading about that this morning. Pablo Torre dropping more bombs, say that it wasn't just 20 million. It wasn't just 28 million. It wasn't 48 million. It might have been more, Joe. Dude, Kawhi might be toast. Or is it the Clippers? Yeah. Who's the one that's going to get the blame for all this? Because
who
the NBA
who it should be?
Who's that?
It should be the organization that gets the blame, right? Because not only do you have Ballmer involved, they're implicated in this. Now you have the CFO, right? Now you have letterhead with the Clippers information splattered all over this document that they found. They should all go down on that sinking ship. F Kawhi, dude.
You know what's funny about that is that immediately after Pablo Torre first started making these allegations, saying the investigation that he has been conducting was dropped, right? That he was
Yeah.
doing all this. Mark Cuban went to defend Steve Ballmer. Mark Cuban, former primary owner of the Dallas Mavericks, he still has an ownership stake, but he's no longer the majority owner. He came out to defend Steve Ballmer. Says, "I know him; he's a smart guy." Blah blah blah. And he basically said that the only way that this would go down, where you could tell like the smoking gun, if you will, that Ballmer was wrong, is if this and this and this happened. But Pablo Torre, you have not proven that happened. And guess what, Joe? Everything that Mark Cuban said would have been the roundabout way to make it happen, to
They
prove
got
guilt.
receipts, Mike.
They now got receipts on, Joe.
Here we go. So
They now have received text messages. They've got
Yep.
emails. They've got
Everything.
checks. They've got bank statements. They have everything now. So everything. So Cuban was saying Steve Ballmer is like the sixth richest man in the world, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
He's one of the richest men in the United States. Obviously, built a $2 billion palace there in LA for the Clippers. And Cuban's been defending his boy by saying, "Hey, look, man, this guy is a very savvy businessman. This guy knows what he's doing when it comes to business and the world of finance, and he wouldn't be that stupid. He wouldn't be that stupid to do all the things that Uncle Dennis wanted, all the stuff that Kawhi Leonard wanted. He wouldn't be that stupid. And if he was that stupid, here's how he would do it." And guess what, Joe? Without getting too far into the weeds, Pablo Torre connecting the dots, saying, "Ask and you shall receive." Here's the documentation that shows that the stupid thing that you said would have had to have happened actually did happen. And now the NBA has to backtrack, Joe, because here's the thing. The NBA and the commissioner do not want to hit Ballmer or the Clippers hard. They don't want to give them the death penalty. You can tell. You know how we talk about Gina Ortiz-Jones? And you can tell that no matter what she says, she'll never be convinced to be supportive of Project Marvel and the new Spurs arena, no matter what is said. You can tell by the way that she speaks, body language, the words that she uses, that's her opinion, and that she'll never budge on that.
Yeah.
Joe,
No, she hates the Spurs the most.
True.
Yeah.
But when we hear the NBA commissioner talking about Ballmer in this investigation, he's as dismissive as all get out, dude. He is somebody who's looking at this and going, "Well, we'll investigate this. We'll get to the bottom of this." Joe, it sounds like he does not want to drop the hammer on the Clippers because A, Ballmer is probably the richest owner of all the NBA. B, they just built a palace there in LA and have yet to celebrate it. C, it's a large media market. Los Angeles, the second largest media market in the United States. There's a lot going on with that. Plus, it opens up the possibility, as you alluded to a couple of weeks ago, that maybe, just maybe, other teams are doing the same.
Exactly. I think he doesn't want to open Pandora's box.
Pandora's box.
Yeah.
The Pandora's box get open. I'm not going to say that all 30 teams in the NBA are doing this, but is it possible that 6 of them are?
I think there's quite a bit. Yeah, I think there is quite a bit of this going on behind closed doors. And if they open an investigation in regards to this, it's opening up Pandora's box, because then what will happen is they're going to have the fallout, because other people will start it. Well, I wonder if this team is doing, I wonder if this, and you know what? They're going to start investigating and they're going to find out where the paper trail leads them, and unfortunately it's just going to be a fallout. And then they're going to have to be like, oh, we're going to have to put more stringent rules on, this kind of behavior. And I mean, it's just a bad look for the NBA overall.
Well, I mean, think about the cities and the teams that can do this, right? You can have Ballmer do this because Ballmer has money, right? As far as more money than everybody else. New York markets can do this. But even though San Antonio has Airbnb money, San Antonio has money coming from Tesla, has money coming from various different sources in Austin, I don't find it that the Spurs would be capable of doing this, because I don't think the pockets are deep enough and stupid enough to make that happen. But if you have a Knicks team, because that's another thing, right? They asked Pablo Torre, if I'm not mistaken, who's a second team that you might think to yourself, seems like something's kind of fishy. Did they allude to Jalen Brunson's contract with the Knicks?
Yep.
So Steve Ballmer, the former chief executive officer of Microsoft back in the day, one of the co-founders of the Ballmer Group, basically has his hand caught in the cookie jar, and the NBA is trying to show him an out, provide some plausible deniability when it comes to all this, to say, hey, look, this wasn't on us, man. This didn't happen on our watch. This is not happening elsewhere. But the NBA has a certain rules. It's not like baseball, right, where the Yankees and the Dodgers and the Angels can outspend everybody else. This is something where everyone's supposed to come together and have a certain salary cap. And there are various aprons and ways to get around certain things if you're willing to pay a luxury tax. But it's supposed to be relatively equal across the board.
Yeah, we do got an incoming
and this
chat.
is getting away from it. Yeah.
This is from Matt Lerma. Thank you, Matt. We appreciate the support.
Money talk.
Here comes the money.
And look what he says, Mike.
Yeah, so he says maybe the downfall for the Clippers be swift and magnificent. Mark also supported the last Clippers owner because he thought he would be next. So may the downfall of the Clippers be swift and magnificent. Now the Clippers, by the way, have had fines against them for how they handled Kawhi Leonard in the past. Part of the whole investigation of all this is the fact that they're talking about how the Clippers put in the contract for Kawhi Leonard because it was demanded for this was to not talk bad about him, right? And who was the people who were talking bad about him? They were what, Joe? Gone.
Yep.
One of them.
Go ahead.
One of them was it Bruce Bowen, an announcer for the Clippers at one point.
He was.
Talked bad about.
Then he said something. Yeah.
Yeah, so back in 2018, look at the headline from ESPN.com. Bruce Bowen out as announcer for the LA Clippers.
Yep.
What did he do right before then? He pulled a Jimmy Kimmel.
He did.
He talked bad about Kawhi.
Yep.
And he got the axe because of it. Flew too close
to the sun. Yep.
This is all ugly, Joe, because Kawhi Leonard being funneled all this money, because that's what it was. He was funneled money. The question is not whether or not Kawhi Leonard got money or not. That was under the table. It's not whether he got millions of dollars or anything like that. The question is, what did the NBA know, and when did they know it? And how come the NBA didn't? Because that's going to be the next part of the investigation, wouldn't it be? That maybe the NBA knew about this and did what?
Nothing.
Look the other way.
You know what? This is all because Kawhi wanted to get paid extra, under the table, more than what the contract that the Clippers offered him. Of course, he is infamous now for the meme that goes around that says "Tree Man gets paid."
Yeah.
But here's some interesting information. That's why I had this graphic up. In this, they had receipts, right? And this is courtesy of the Pablo Torre Finds Out podcast. And he says, grand total per newly uncovered documents, the Clippers and their execs sent aspiration $118 million in 18 months as Kawhi's camp pushed for no show payments. And here's some some back and forth here with text messages. And it says, Ballmer put money in. It's just honestly so insane. And then this is from Uncle Dennis, right? And he's saying, good morning, Joe. Hope you had a wonderful weekend. Just a heads up, things are still dragging. He says, Mike has the contract for about 14 days now. Haven't heard back. Thanks. Just keeping you informed. That means that he wants to get paid.
Give me my money. Where's my money, bitch?
And look at what this graphic shows, Mike. It's implicating them even further. It's Clippers and ownership payments to aspiration. And it shows you the timeline as to how all this happens. It's great how he lays out everything, right? The timeline, the payments, everything.
So I zoomed in on this on my end over here. It says September 14, 2021, Ballmer LLC invests $50 million into aspiration. 13 days later, the Clippers announced an aspiration deal. Then in April the following year, the Clippers fund $3 million in carbon credits. They do that again 3 days later for $32 million. And all of a sudden, Kawhi Leonard signs a $28 million aspiration deal. It's kind of like they funded it just for Kawhi Leonard. Then they did this again with the carbon credits. So the carbon credits basically has everything to do with like what this company was supposed to be about, right?
Planting trees. They were charging $1 to plant a tree.
Yes, and Pablo Torre was going out there saying that the actual cost is 20 cents to plant a tree.
And not
so
even
they're
13 to 20 cents. Yeah.
They're marking it up big time when it comes to it. But basically every time Ballmer or the minority owner, Wong, invested in aspirations, suddenly Kawhi Leonard gets a paycheck. Yeah. Suddenly he gets a paycheck. And then also Kawhi getting stock in various in that particular company. So it's kind of like, the rules are there for a reason, Joe. And I know that, we talked about this last week about how Uncle Dennis asked for all this, and we all blame Uncle Dennis. But the person that should get the most blame is not Uncle Dennis when it comes from that side of the table. It should be Kawhi Leonard, because Kawhi Leonard's not stupid. Kawhi Leonard knows what's going on. He knows that they're what's being asked for. He's not oblivious to it all. Kawhi Leonard is just as evil in this whole concept as Uncle Dennis. By the way, I like the fact that our viewers are calling Uncle Dennis and Aunt Gina. I like the Aunt Gina.
And that's
so funny, we have video, dude. Right?
Yeah,
so we have video coming in from Pablo Torre. Is it him talking to a former employee of Aspiration, and that person has their face blocked?
No, this is him talking on the, what do you call that? The Stu
Gotts Le Batard show.
Yeah, Le Batard show.
Stu Gotts is no longer with them. Guess what his name is now, Joe?
Huh.
Gone. Stu Gotts is gone from the Pablo Torre show. I mean, the Pablo Torre show, from the Dan Le Batard show. He's doing his own thing. He's kind of like semi-retired. But let's go ahead and see this conversation that was released today from the Dan Le Batard show, featuring journalist Pablo Torre, formerly of ESPN.
And so, Dan, could you just read Mark Cuban's tweet?
While Pablo is focusing on the $2 million and $50 million from Wong Ballmer, he didn't really get into the millions of dollars in carbon credits that were purchased by the Clips and the arena. I bring this up because it would have been a lot easier and a lot safer if he was trying to circumvent the CBA to just buy more carbon credits. They were almost all margin, as Pablo correctly pointed out, so they would have created the cash immediately to pay KL2.
And so what Mark Cuban is saying there does actually make a ton of sense, I must admit, because Aspiration, for those not familiar, was functioning as a broker for carbon credits. According to my sources, they were charging $1 a tree. That's 5 to 10 times what it costs to plant a tree, the 10 to 20 cents, reportedly. And so that is the margin that Mark Cuban is referring to in his tweet. Just get more carbon credits. All that margin is what you'll use to pay Kawhi Leonard. And so the piece of paper, Dan, that I would like you to turn over, which nobody else has reported yet.
At the top of the page, I see the Clippers logo, and it says East West Bank, and it says Payment to Aspiration Sustainable Impact Services, LLC. Please allow this letter to confirm approval by LA Clippers, LLC, of a withdrawal of $20,961,382 from escrow account number blank. The withdrawn amount will be used to fund the following carbon projects. June 14th, 2022.
This letter that you just read says that they're withdrawing $21 million to fund carbon projects. And then it is signed at the bottom, Dan, for the record here, by who?
Is that the chief financial officer?
That is the chief financial officer of the.
So there you go, signed by the chief financial officer of the Clippers.
Yeah, he goes on to have a former employee of Aspiration come out saying that everybody in the company was freaking out about money coming in, coming out. If a company is struggling and they see an infusion of $21 million, they should be excited about that, right? But then if they see it go out, they're asking themselves, what is going on here? That the employees of Aspiration were saying, why is this money coming in, coming out? They knew that it was basically being laundered in some respect, right? Maybe not laundered in the sense that it's an illegal way of doing things. It's illegal in the sense of the collective bargaining agreement with the NBA and how the NBA rules work. It's not illegal probably when it comes to like the company necessarily, unless it's fraud. I suppose it could be fraud if there are other investors of Aspiration, right? I hear Robert Downey Jr. was one of the investors in Aspiration. Iron Man himself.
Yeah.
So
they got duped. They either got duped or they called them up and they said, "Hey man, do me a solid. funnel some money over here. We'll go ahead and give you, I don't know, some stocks or something, you know?
Adam Silver, the commissioner of the NBA, sees all this and has been releasing interviews or statements about it all. And then Pablo Torre releases something new. And then something new. Torre has gone on to say that this is all new information that he's getting on a daily basis. That he's been studying this for like 9 months and dotting I's, crossing T's, and verifying all these things, right? But he says that as more information that he reports comes out, that other employees of the company are coming back with their own information, that they're giving him more legs. And it's undercutting every argument or defense that was being presented by a Mark Cuban when the first allegations came out. So more coming out when it comes to it all. How does this impact Mark Cuban? I'm not Mark Cuban, Kawhi Leonard, because Kawhi Leonard is implicated in all this. He took money that he wasn't supposed to take. Isn't that against certain rules?
Yeah, it is. It's against a lot of rules. And Jeff Garcia, our friend of the show here, he went ahead and put this out on the X, and it's supposedly it's coming from an inside source from the Clippers about the Kawhi Leonard era over there. And the source goes on to say that it has been a nightmare. A Clipper source said about the Leonard era, he's an incredibly talented player when healthy, but as everyone knows, he's rarely healthy, and his camp is just so difficult to deal with. His time here, thankfully, is coming to an end. End quote. So it's like, it wasn't just the Spurs. It seems like Uncle Dennis and his antics have followed Kawhi. And not only that, but the camp that Kawhi has, along with Uncle Dennis, has got a reputation of what? Being difficult to deal with, right?
Mm-hmm.
Anywhere they go. So
now keep in mind, back in 2000, for circumventing the cap, the Minnesota Timberwolves lost 5 first-round draft picks. Imagine if the Clippers lose 5 first-round draft picks for all of this stuff. Considering the fact that as part of getting Kawhi Leonard demanded what? He demanded the team trade Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, who then became MVP and an NBA champion. Absolutely ridiculous what's going on. ESPN is reporting also that the Clippers are moving on from Kawhi Leonard as far as him being the number one focal point of the team, that they have to move on from him. Doesn't mean that he'll not play this year. He's still under contract for 2 more seasons, but that you're not the alpha anymore. You're not the main person that we're focusing on. We're moving on. Well,
we're
going to move on with the show.
Big moments. yeah, we're going to move on.
Move on with the show. Joe,
let's get into it, Mike. Let's talk about some Jimmy Kimmel.
You want to talk about Jimmy Kimmel?
Let's talk about some Jimmy Kimmel, man, because that's a hot topic.
Chica and I had a good conversation about this yesterday on the couch. I'm a former journalist, and I'm a big believer of the First Amendment and all of that stuff. Big believer in all that stuff. And I know that freedom of speech means that you're not going to get arrested for something, but are you free to say what you want to say and not have any repercussions from it? That's the difference, right? And I've seen a lot of people come out and rally around Stephen Colbert, rally around Jimmy Kimmel, because they use their late night platform to rail against the Trump administration, right?
It's a shtick. It's a shtick. That's what he's known for.
Right. Now, keep in mind, Stephen Colbert originally came from Comedy Central, where he was doing the Daily Show and all that stuff with Jon Stewart, and it was politically driven. So him doing that on his show on CBS was like no big deal because it was an extension of who he was someplace else. Jimmy Kimmel's become more political over the years and whatnot. And I look at it as this. You use the phrase flying too close to the sun. I can't find a better way of putting it, Joe.
Yep.
But
he effed around and found out. He's been on that line for a long time, right? Poking fun, making fun, having a good laugh about it, and he's out there telling everybody his political stance, right? And that's fine and all, but there's a platform for that. And if you're hosting a late night show, people kind of tune in to get away from all that stuff, right? But
Well,
at
I
the end of
mean,
the day, Mike, who's watching late night Jimmy Kimmel anymore? Nobody's watching these shows. These shows were orchestrated for a bygone era. And all the people that are watching it are of a certain age, Mike. They're the retirees. People our age don't watch this crap no more. Even the younger generation, they don't watch it.
well, I mean, they don't watch it in real time. I mean, it's like Saturday Night Live. No one watches it on Saturday
They
Night
catch
Live,
the clips, but
10:30
nobody's
on
watching the
WOAI.
show.
They catch the clips. They catch the clips on YouTube. They catch the clips on TikTok. So there are people who watch a Jimmy Kimmel interview, but they watch it on YouTube. They watch it on TikTok. They watch it on Twitter. They watch it on Instagram, Facebook, or wherever.
Yeah.
So that's where they get a lot of their momentum when it comes to it all. The point I'm trying to make is that they need to read the room. They need to understand that that we live in a society right now in the United States where you have one party that dominates everything, right? There's no split government. There's no, oh well, one side has the Congress and the other side has the House. One has the Senate. One has the White House. One has majority of the Supreme Court. No, it is all far right. Every single one down the road, right?
Yeah.
So that being said, I told Chica last night when talking about Jimmy Kimmel. Jimmy Kimmel was basically talking about the Charlie Kirk shooting, which when that happened a week ago today, I heard that he got shot. I went on Twitter to see what was it all about, and then I saw the actual shooting, and I never wanted to see it again
Yeah.
because I told Chica when it happened that guy died. Like he there was no way he was going to survive that. Just watching the video and all that stuff, and I wish I had never seen that. Right. It is okay to be outspoken about certain people, but you have to read the room and you have to understand the climate that you're in. There is no benefit for Jimmy Kimmel to have said anything about the Charlie Kirk shooting other than we feel for his family. And that never should have happened. Jimmy Kimmel is going out and saying that it's possible that the person who shot him was actually a right-wing person.
Yeah.
Because Charlie Kirk, for those who don't know,
not true.
Charlie Kirk, Charlie Kirk was hated by some people on the far right.
Yeah.
Laura Loomer, Megyn Kelly, these far right people from all these far right, they used to be on Fox News Channel, but have gone off to Newsmax and all that stuff. They hated Charlie Kirk. So he's pointing that out, right? He's pointing that out that that the investigation is still going on and that it could have been a right wing terrorist thing, right? Long story short, my question for him is this. If you have a TV show, the number one thing that you need to do is what? Get ratings and make your advertisers happy. That is your job. Get ratings, make your advertisers happy. And when he didn't do that, when he brought up Charlie Kirk and didn't say, hey, I feel bad for the guy, it could have been this, that, and the other, of course there was going to be backlash against him. And he had to have known, or maybe he was too stupid to not know, the fact that there were going to be certain outlets out there that were going to drop him. And then he has to know also that Tegna, who owns Ken's 5 in San Antonio, is in the process of doing this mega merger with another media outlet, and that they need to have government approval to make that happen. Jimmy Kimmel proved to me when this all happened, Joe, that he doesn't understand what's going on. That he's in his feelings,
bigger.
he's in his emotions. He didn't get the big picture.
It's bigger than just voicing an opinion, because at the end of the day, he's getting a paycheck, right? And when you go ahead and poke the bear, which is Big Brother, that's paying you. I think they were tired of him for a while, and this was just a reason for them to finally be like, you know what? Just yank him, dude. And we're going to give him contingencies. And what they're asking for him is to go ahead and donate to Charlie Kirk's family and issue a public apology. And he doesn't want to do either one of those. So now they're at an impasse. Basically, what I think is going to happen is they're just going to move on from the Jimmy Kimmel show. I don't see it returning. Right. I mean, it can, but maybe he'll start his own YouTube channel, or he'll join Netflix or Hulu or not even Hulu because it's part of Disney, but Netflix or another streaming service, and he'll have his show on there. But I
I
mean,
don't feel bad for Jimmy Kimmel. I feel bad for Guillermo.
yeah, Guillermo, he was he's a byproduct of all this. He's a lovable sidekick. But I mean, Kimmel he just flew too close to the sun, He effed around and found out.
Right. Yeah, he didn't understand the politics of his own program, is what I'm saying. People are coming up saying Megyn Kelly loves JJNSB says Megyn Kelly loves Charlie Kirk. Part of it was whether or not Charlie Kirk was going to be supportive. This is what I've read. I could be wrong, right? But there are interviews and articles with those on the far, far, far right who were afraid that Charlie Kirk was going to stand up against Israel right now because of the genocide, if you want to call it that, of what's going on in Palestine, and how that might have been a rift that was coming up ahead because some people had turned against Charlie Kirk on the far right. So it's interesting. I didn't say anything of it because I looked at it and I don't want anybody to die in that manner. The one thing I did say though, privately to my family, was that the way that Charlie Kirk died, if you thought that was graphic and brutal, and you are hurt because of it, that's how the kids in Uvalde died. That's how the kids in Newtown died, Columbine, Sutherland Springs, all those mass shootings with those types of rifles. That's how they died. So I understand being upset because Charlie Kirk was very popular. Whether you want to call him an evangelist or you want to call him a podcaster or whatever the case may be, I understand that.
Yeah.
But to me, the first thing I thought of was, my God, that's how the kids died in Uvalde. And that made me even more sad.
Yeah. I mean, the thing is that we don't really get into political talk, that kind of thing here on the show because we try to keep it lively, talk about other things because it's an escape for people. Now we're just addressing what's going on with the Jimmy Kimmel because, a lot of people are saying, well, it's a freedom of speech and this and that. Yes, you have a freedom of speech. You can say what you want, but also you have to understand that there's consequences to that as well. You can go ahead and say what you want, but there's always some type of a backlash to it, but again, people have those freedoms that are in place and they can say what they want. But I'm just saying there's always a repercussion for it, and unfortunately for Jimmy, he's been, skirting that fine line for quite some time and they just had enough, man. You know what? When they don't want to go ahead and kill a deal that's worth probably billions of dollars with a merger, this kind of is the deal breaker, and you kind of got to remove that, and be like, you know what? It's a business decision at the end of the day. And we can't have you going out there and just saying stuff like that endangers what we have going on as far as the money, So unfortunately, Jimmy, he's a byproduct of that because he can't keep his mouth shut.
He couldn't control. He couldn't control himself.
Yeah,
he couldn't let it just lie.
Yeah,
and that is. Think about all the jobs that he's potentially costing his staff, his writers, his directors, the crew, all of that stuff because he was an idiot.
Yeah,
he was an idiot. Someone asked a question, I think Rob, who are the real snowflakes now, the left or the right? Funny thing about politics is that people think that the far left and the far right are like this. They're not like this. That's kind of, who's the flat earther? Is it who's the flat earther in sports? There's a famous flat earther.
What's his name? The guy that used to play for the Mavericks.
Kyrie Irving.
Kyrie Irving. He's the one that interestingly came out and said that. Yeah.
So you have your left, you have your right, right? And you think that it goes linear like this. But the way politics works is actually a circle, right? The alt left and the alt right, the far left and the far right are so similar to each other that I can't distinguish them.
Yeah. Because
they have the same mentality. They may have different desires, but the mentality is the exact same. And you know what? F both of them.
And Mario Cavazos, all politicians are effing rats,
including Aunt Gina.
Including Aunt Gina. God, man. Yeah. So we'll go ahead and close this chapter of the Jimmy Kimmel talk. But there you go. We just said, what was going on and what happened, and it's all driven by business. It's a business decision at this point, So maybe he'll show up somewhere else, but it ain't gonna be tonight. It ain't gonna be
Yeah.
tomorrow.
Yeah. So, Joe, let's give some love to our good friends at PF Chang's La Cantera because they sponsor our show. And again, PF Chang's La Cantera, it's lunchtime, Joe. They serve up lunch starting at 11 o'clock in 15 minutes. Lunchtime over at PF Chang's La Cantera. Go say hi to Sean, one of the big wigs out there, one of the execs out there. Give him a ring, man. Let him know that you're coming out there. Our chat is powered by PF Chang's La Cantera. On the other side, we're going to talk about that big debate involving me and Pledger. It wasn't a big debate, but I thought it was funny about Arch Manning on the other side.
PF Chang's La Cantera, San Antonio's premier destination for dinner, date night, or happy hour. Enjoy one of their signature dishes, such as the Singapore street noodles, sesame chicken, or Chang's spicy chicken, or their infamous Chang's chicken lettuce wraps, which are delicious, by the way. You can enjoy all this while you're dining in an Asian-inspired atmosphere. And make sure to enjoy the new outdoor patio and try some of PF Chang's signature cocktails and drinks during happy hour, Monday through Friday from 3 to 6 p.m. PF Chang's La Cantera is a proud sponsor of the Area 210 podcast.
Can't go wrong with the lunch over there. Can't go wrong with the happy hour. Happy hour every day from 3 to 6 out there. Get the Japanese old-fashioned. You will not regret it. The smoked old-fashioned. Is it called the Japanese one? I think it is. It's a Chinese restaurant.
Japanese old-fashioned. Yep.
They do a fantastic job. Hey, a little FYI, if you want to hear more about Project Marvel, check out Locked On Spurs. Our good friend Jeff Garcia from Locked On Spurs and Ken's 5 has former Mayor Ron Nirenberg, guns a-blazing, discussing Project Marvel to dispel any rumors or myths behind it. Again, that's going to be the next episode of Locked On Spurs with Jeff Garcia, former San Antonio Mayor Ron Nirenberg.
You got to tune in to see if did Ron say, "Shut up, Gina."
Joe, was thinking about Arch Manning early today, and just like without fail, I get tagged in something by Tony Ornalis over here, who's in our chat right now, and it involved John Dyer from Exit 7, right? He was on our show. Also had James Pledger of San Antonio Sports Star, who hosts the show Extra Innings Monday through Friday from 6 to 7 o'clock. The question was, is Arch Manning a bust? And it was funny because I'm looking at some of the comments that were on there. Someone was saying, it was actually James Pledger basically saying that Arch Manning's first 3 games as a starter looks the same as Joe Burrow when Joe Burrow finally started games for LSU, right? And so it goes on to say, so Pledger puts on his Twitter account. He retweets Orange Bloods, which is a UT fan site. The UT's Orange Blood says, Arch Manning's tough start to the season looks very similar to the start of Joe Burrow's 2018 season with the eye emoji. Burrow went on to win the Fiesta Bowl and then the national championship the following season. Audio is kind of a little hazy there, Joe.
There we go.
So Pledger retweets that and says, so you're saying actual development happens as they play and they aren't ready-made products at every turn? Mind blown. Tony Ornalis of our chat, which is powered by PF Chang's La Cantera, says, this is what I keep telling MJ Acquired Taste. My response, Joe, was, come on, man. Okay. Try to compare Arch Manning 2025 to that of Joe Burrow 2018. Did Joe Burrow struggle his first few games as a starter? Well, Joe Burrow had accuracy of around 55%, right? Had 6 touchdowns his first 3 games. Arch Manning had 3. So which is better, Joe, 6 or 3? Right?
6. Yeah, 6 or 3. But you know, Mike, at
Arch
the end
Manning
of the day, I think it's your hate
Arch
for
Manning
Arch.
Well, no. I got to keep going on this, Joe, before you give a final analysis, Joe. Arch Manning was sacked 6 times. Burrow was sacked twice, right? Here's the thing. Burrow was 3-0 after 3 games as a starter. Burrow also had the 25th ranked team preseason and beat the 8th ranked Miami Hurricanes and beat the 7th ranked Auburn Tigers on the road. beat a number 8 team at home, a number 7 team on the road. And this was a team that was not supposed to be that good. They were ranked number 25. It's like a decent team. And Joe Burrow came out of the gates, leading his team to victories. Who has Arch Manning struggled against? Well, he struggled against UTEP. How about that game that he had with San Jose State University? You're going to come at me and try to compare the two when Arch Manning had the number 1 ranked team in all of college football with the best defense or top 2 defense in all of college football, backing him up. The number 1 ranked team going up against San Jose State and wetting the bed against UTEP, barely struggling to win a game against UTEP. You try to compare that to Joe Burrow, who had a lesser team, but he beat 2 top 8 teams in his first 3 weeks as a starter for LSU. Go kick rocks. Arch Manning sucks ass compared to Joe Burrow, and Joe Burrow has never thrown sidearm.
It's your hate, your discontent. You hate Arch Manning so bad. You pray to the football gods that this brother would be a bust, so you can say, "You see, I told you, I was right." But you know what? The season isn't even over yet, Mike. The season isn't even over.
The
Arch
SEC
hasn't.
Joe, what's going to happen?
Right.
What's going to happen when he starts playing SEC teams, Joe? What's going to happen
if he starts winning?
If he has that stat line? He's not. He's not. And if he does start winning, it's going to be because of the defense. It ain't going to be because of him and his sidearm delivery. He's not. It's a lost year. They're not going to do well in the SEC. Are they going to make a bowl game this year? Of course they are. You know why, Joe? Because they play Sam Houston State this week. Because they played San Jose State. They played UTEP and got 3 of the 6 wins needed to get a bowl game. He hasn't played well against a good team. Prove it. Prove it. Is he hurt or not? If he's hurt, say something.
Arch Manning is hated by Mike as Joe hates Wemby. I don't hate Wemby. I want Wemby to be a winner.
The difference is Wemby is a top 10 player in the NBA. Arch Manning isn't even a top 5 quarterback in his own conference. You know what Arch Manning is right now? Do you know what he looks like when he plays? A Conference USA quarterback. He looks like a Conference USA quarterback. He looks like a whack, like he played in the whack league. He doesn't look like a SEC quarterback. He doesn't. Jesse A. and our comments on our chat powered by PHX La Cantera. Arch is just a dude. He's just a dude. But Joe, we weren't dudes this past weekend, Joe. We were men when it came to making our picks on NFL football, dude. Joe, I tallied it up. I called up last Thursday's show, and I looked at our spreads, and I calculated, Joe. Joe, you had a good week, Joe. You beat me in week 1. I beat you in week 2. Week 1, Joe, we had some problems.
Yeah.
Week 2, you called 13 of the 16 games right when it comes to the money line. So 13 of the 16 games, you picked the right winner. When it came against the spread, you were 10-6, which is a very, very good week. 10-6 is very, very, very good, Joe. But I balled out, Joe. I balled out. Money line, I was 15-1, and against the spread, I was 12-4, Joe. I'm sorry. Let me look at those numbers again.
Yeah,
12-4. 15-1, 12-4. So both of us are above 500 for the year when it comes to betting against the spread. But a 15-1, 12-4. Guess the only game I got wrong, dude. Steelers and Seahawks. The only game I got wrong.
The Sea Chickens won that one.
Yeah. So, Joe, victory lap. Do we have one of those buttons that has like an applause?
Yeah, I think we have something that has like an applause or something. Let's see.
Or the money bags. Here comes the money. Because baby, if you were betting with us yesterday,
Here comes the money.
There we are. Here comes the money.
Here comes the money. Here's our picks for this week.
This is what we get. We were impressive. We were impressive in our last outing there, right?
Impressive.
There we go. We get the Mortal Kombat. Impressive.
Yeah.
And since we did so good, with picking, I also have to go ahead and give us the Ultra Combo.
Ultra Combo!
Finish him.
Yeah.
All right, Joe. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. What's the scenario? We have a game on Amazon Prime tonight, Thursday night football.
Yeah.
Miami Dolphins 0-2 taking on the Buffalo Bills, who are 2-0. Bills favored by 11.5 points in a divisional game, Joe. Do you want to go first or me?
I'll go first. I don't mind. I go ahead and I'm going to tell you what I pick right
Okay.
now. I'm going to go ahead and pick the Bills or the Dolphins. And I think that the Bills will go ahead and best the Dolphins, but at least I'd give them I'd say by 5. At least by 5.
But will they cover the 11.5?
I think they will be able to cover the 11.5, but I'm saying I think they're going to win at least by 5, but 11.5, I'll go with that as well. Dolphins stink, dude. The Dolphins are going to be one of these teams that are going to be in the lottery for sure, dude.
To me, this is like a mini buy for the Bills. Get an easy win, and then have a few extra days off for rest. I think the Bills go 3-0. I think that they cover the 11.5 point spread. Over under is 50.5 points. I would take the under on that, by the way. But we're just doing the spreads and money lines. We both like the Bills. Sunday, we've got another 2-0 versus 0-2 matchup. We've got the Browns defense taking on the Packers. This is going to be in Cleveland. Green Bay favored by 7.5 points. The noon game on Fox. Packers, Browns. Packers on the road, favored by 7.5. Who you got?
Oh man, I got to go with the Packers. The Browns stink something awful, dude.
Mhm.
They smell bad, dude. They have been lackluster. I thought they were gonna, defense was gonna show up and do something, but they really haven't. So, got to go with the Packers on this one all day, every day, dude.
I'm taking the Packers to win the game, but the Browns to cover the spread. 7.5 points that's a tough place to play. We saw Burrow struggle against the Browns on the road earlier this season when he was healthy. I think Jordan Love is going to have a difficult day. I think Jordan Love will have enough to win. But 7.5 is a little bit much on the road. So I'll take the Packers to win, but the Browns to cover. The 2-0 Colts going up against the 0-2 Tennessee Titans. The Colts coming in. Dude, they had interesting stat from the Colts. I'm going to look up the Colts punter real fast. Colts punter is named, let's see here. I'm bringing this up for a reason here, Joe. Rigoberto Sanchez. Have you ever heard of him, Joe?
Nope.
Rigoberto Sanchez makes $2.5 million a year. Okay? As a punter for the Colts. Why am I bringing this up, Joe?
Why?
He hasn't punted once this year.
Jeez.
The punter is making $2.5 million, has not punted once this year. They scored on every possession, 10 possessions in a row to start the season. He has not punted once, but he's collecting a check. I like that stat. But the Colts are favored by 4.5 on the road against the Titans. This is a divisional game. I'll take the Colts I'll take Colts both ways, money line and spread.
Okay.
What you got?
I got the Colts, and I think they're going to be able to cover the spread and probably the money line as well. Colts are undefeated, and I think they're going to go ahead and be able to do enough again here to get the win.
We have two backup quarterbacks playing each other. Bengals on the road against the Vikings. Bengals coming in at 2-0. Vikings 1-1. Vikings, JJ McCarthy not playing. You're going to have Carson Wentz under center. He's going to be the first quarterback ever to play for 6 different teams and start for 6 different teams.
Who forgot he played for the Vikings? I did.
Yeah, that whole debate about whether or not he was better than Dak has gone downhill. For like one season, he looked better than Dak, and then not so much after that.
No.
You have this game. It's in Minnesota. They're favored by 2.5 points. I'm going to take Carson Wentz. He's the better backup. They're a home team. The Bengals don't have any offensive line. Give me the Vikings covering the 2.5 and winning the game.
Yeah, I'm with you on that one. I got the Vikings winning this one against the Bengals. I mean, the Bengals lost their QB. You know, they don't got Joey Burrow no more, and that was already a questionable team. They were already looking not that great, and now without Burrow out there on the field, I give them no shot, dude.
Steelers, Patriots. Steelers favored by 1.5 points on the road against the Patriots. Steelers defense looking like trash. You know, Aaron Rodgers has to carry that team a little bit. Patriots, kind of a feisty team. I'm going to take the Patriots at home, besting the Steelers, getting the upset, and also covering the spread.
I'm still going to go with the Patriots. I think the Patriots are going to be able to best the Steelers. It's going to be a close game. What's the spread right now?
1.5.
Go ahead and say that the Patriots will cover the spread.
Eagles, Rams, both undefeated. Fox, noon. Eagles here by 3.5. What do you got?
I got the Eagles, man. I think the Eagles will be able to cover the 3.5.
I'm going to take the Eagles winning this game, but the Rams covering. I think it's going to be a 3-point game. 24-21, 31-28 type of game.
Whatever team has the ball in their hands in the final seconds and kicks that field goal wins. There you go.
Dude, I mean, Matthew Stafford, dude, imagine him going 3-0. I mean, it wouldn't surprise me if the Eagles lose that game. Wouldn't surprise me at all. Saquon's not running the ball very well. Jalen Hurts is not moving the ball up the field at all. That defense is not the same as it was last year. Meantime, you have Devontae Adams and Puka Nacua on the other side. That's a great 1-2 combination for Stafford. It's a good team, man. But I'll take the Eagles to win, the Rams to cover. Jets, Buccaneers. Buccaneers 2-0 at home. Favored by 6.5 against the Jets. The Jets had a good week 1, a bad week 2. I'm gonna have the Bucs winning this game, but I'll have the Jets covering.
This one I have circled as my upset of the week. I picked the Jets to upset the Buccaneers. Buccaneers had a tough game. They had a hard-fought win. I think that's going to come back up and haunt them. They're going to be tired. And I picked the Jets to upset the Buccaneers. I would take it straight up money line.
I like
Put
it.
some money on it.
Very nice. The money line on that is plus 260 on that one. Raiders, Commanders. Raiders on the road. Commanders who announced that they have a new home. They're going to go back to the old stomping grounds of what used to be the old RFK Stadium, $4 billion stadium. Commanders are by 3.5. They lost Austin Eckler, so they're down. Jaden Daniels is nicked up. You want to go first with this one or me?
I'll go first. I'll go ahead and pick the Raiders again. It's an upset game. Raiders over the Commanders.
Looking at the injury report right now. Nothing major. That's fine. Brock Bowers is questionable for the Raiders. Give me the Commanders on that one. Commanders for the win and for the money line. Who do you got on that one, Joe?
I got the Raiders upsetting the Commanders.
Okay. Falcons on the road against the Panthers. Man, the Panthers I thought were going to be a breakout team this year. They have sucked ass. Falcons, a little feisty of a team. Falcons favored by 5.5 points. Give me the Falcons to win and to cover the spread because I think the Panthers team is awful.
No, I got that same thing, dude. The Falcons are going to beat the Panthers. They're horrible, dude. I got the Falcons the Falcons covering.
Are the Houston Texans going to go 0-3 on the road against Jacksonville? Jacksonville favored by 1.5.
My gut tells me that's another upset, dude. I got the Jags beating the Texans. Texans are going to go 0-3, dude.
I got the exact same thing. Broncos, Chargers. Chargers favored by 2.5 points against the Broncos. Broncos with a disappointing loss last week. The Chargers look good, dude.
They do.
2.5 points. Give me the Chargers winning that game and covering the spread. I think that's my lock of the week.
Yeah, I'm there with you on that one too. I think they're going to cover the spread, the Chargers, and they get the win.
Saints, Seahawks. Seahawks are 1-1 at home, favored by 7.5 against the Saints, one of the worst teams in the league. But Spencer Rattler does Spencer Rattler things. Give me the Seahawks to win this game, but the Saints to cover.
I think the Seahawks are going to win. I'm with you on that one. The Saints will cover. The Saints know the assignment, Mike. They know that what they're gonna do, bro. They'll keep it competitive for the first half, and then they'll be like, "All right, stop playing. We know what we're doing this year. We're gonna get that pick."
Cowboys, Bears. Cowboys favored by 1.5. Lock of the century, dude. Sorry, lock of the week. Okay, maybe the century's a little bit too much. Lock of the week. Give me the Cowboys, dude. It's Caleb Williams against Dak Prescott. The Bears defense is actually worse than the Cowboys.
I get that, but you know what? My gut tells me on this one, the Bears are going to upset the Cowboys.
And I wouldn't be upset about getting that one wrong, Joe. We have Cardinals 2-0 against the 2-0 49ers. One of those teams, one of those craptacular teams, is going to be undefeated. You have San Francisco favored by 2.5 points. Give me the Cardinals with the upset, money line, and getting the covering the spread, Joe.
I'm with you on that one. I got the Cardinals money line, straight up money line, going ahead and beating the 49ers. 49ers are frauds.
Sunday night game, 0-2 New York Giants hosting the 0-2 Kansas City Chiefs. Travis Kelce missed a potential game-winning touchdown in the end zone in the fourth quarter. Last game against the Eagles, they're now 0-2, potentially going 0-3. There's no way in the world they're going to go 0-3, especially after Russell Wilson almost beat the Cowboys, went for 476 yards. I'm looking at this, Joe. I want to say the Giants so bad because Joe.
I know you. I know. Yeah.
Here's the thing. That Chiefs team sucks. Here's the thing, Joe. That Giants team sucks.
Here's the thing, though, Mike. Chiefs, they're already upset, right? There's turmoil, probably, no doubt, in the locker room. Players calling players out right now. How can we be losing? We haven't won a game yet. If they lose, if the Chiefs lose to the Giants, this would be a meltdown of epic proportions. Because the Chiefs, while they have not played great, they should be able to beat this Giants team. The greatest storyline that you'll see in sports, everyone loves to see you lose. And nobody would love to see the Chiefs lose more than the media. This is a must win for the Chiefs. They have to be able to beat the Giants. And it doesn't matter how they beat them. They have to beat them. But the problem is that the Giants, they want to win too. If you're going to give me the game of the week right now, as far as you want to make some money on this game, get me the Giants over the Chiefs, straight up money line. Book it.
Joe, you had the balls to do what I was waffling on right now, Joe. So I will applaud you right there because I wanted to say the exact same thing, Joe. I just can't. I'm going to take the Giants to cover a close game, but I think it's going to be heartbreak for the Giants. The Chiefs barely win that game. And I wanted to pull the trigger on an upset, Joe, because when that hits next week, I will let you take that victory lap. You can go videotape yourself on military honking the horn.
I think I might put me at least 20 or 50 bucks on that game, dude. Giants with the upset over the Chiefs.
Monday night game, Lions, Ravens, both teams at 1-1. So imagine that, dude. One of the teams, either Baltimore or Detroit's, going to start the season 1-2. Baltimore favored by 4.5 points. You have the Lions coming off a 52-point performance over the weekend. Joe, give me the Ravens, man, to cover and to win that game.
Why do you believe in the Ravens so much, bro?
Because it's the regular season, and that's what they do. They rock the regular season. They're the Chris Paul of the NFL, dude. They're regular season beasts.
We'll get to your video, Mario. I did see the video, dude. We're just talking right now about football. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and pick the Lions to beat the Ravens. And I think in my mind, the spread is the Lions will go ahead and beat the Ravens by at least 3.5.
Mm-hmm. All right. I like it, Joe. I like it all the way around. Joe, have some ballsy picks, Joe. I mean, that's how you make money in Vegas. You gotta, pull the package out and put it on the table, dude.
Scared money don't make money, baby. We're gonna make that money this week.
I know, but if you want to make that money until retirement, you give me a call, 210-508-0369, 210-508-0369. One to thank everybody who's on our chat, who watches the show, who sends DMs or text messages or phone calls or whatnot saying, hey, I'd be interested in learning more about retirement planning. This program's been really good to me. Give me a call, 210-508-0369, 210-508-0369. I get those messages, and then I have to put them on a private line that's specifically for my business. But I appreciate it. 210-508-0369. Learn more about retirement planning, life insurance, disability, long-term care. It's all big thing. All important. Joe?
All right.
I can't believe we got into Jimmy Kimmel earlier today, dude. But did you know today is National Cheeseburger Day?
I did not know that. Is it a Whataburger kind of day? McDonald's? Or are you gonna go with something local, man? Puro. Keep it puro and go to Burger Boy.
McDonald's is offering the 50-cent cheeseburger today. All right. McDonald's, it is what it is.
You know what I had?
I look at like what's that?
I had me some corn dogs from Sonic yesterday because they were 99 cents. I ate that for lunch.
They're not bad, dude.
They weren't bad. I had two corn dogs, 99 cents. I was like, not bad. And that was it. That was my lunch.
Chica's favorite snack, by the way, is the Diet Cherry Limeade from Sonic. She likes it with extra. She just wants a crap ton of ice with just a little bit of Diet Cherry Limeade, right? And I tell her, all that ice just takes up the limeade. She goes, I don't want a lot of limeade. I want a lot of ice. And
she likes to eat
we'll be
the
watching
ice.
the movie. She eats the ice like popcorn, just crunching it up all night long.
Because it's so tiny, it's that small little, like almost crushed ice that they have. It's like a pebble.
They sell it in bags.
Yeah, they do.
There.
You can buy it.
We go by there every 2 weeks or so and get a bag of Sonic ice. And she goes, Michael, when I get home, can you make me a vodka tonic with the Sonic ice?
There you
go. Whatever turns you on.
Hey, we do have a super chatting coming from Mario Cavazos.
Money talk. Here comes the money.
And he's asking, he says, show the video I sent to the text line if you can. All right. Let's go ahead and get to it. I think this is the link. So I'll show the video that he was talking about. I got it up here now. There we go. And I think this is what was happening is this was Matt Barnes or something like that, or I don't know what he was saying.
This is Bonzi Wills on coaching with Damon Stoudemire, Tim Duncan's legacy, Kevin Durant, and Kevin Durant versus
correct video. It says Matt Barnes. Oh, that was Matt Barnes. It was I think he had a freaking possum inside his house, bro.
Oh, really?
There we go. Yeah. So there we go. There was a short on YouTube.
The fuck out of here. Shit is crazy, bro. Oh, there's a little gap right here. Let me fill this gap in. Because I'm going to scream if this nigga gets through this gap. I think I got to hop on the counter over here, though. Does anyone know if possums jump? That's my question.
After some of the altercations Matt been in, I thought Matt was a thug from the West Coast, man. he was real gentle, man.
Go, make a run for it. Come on.
We supposed to hit some mother... We did none of that, man.
None of that. He was all nice and ushering. He did pop him upside the head a couple times, but it was an underhanded throw.
We got the water on. What we doing, homie? All right, here we go. What we doing, bro? There we go. This way. No, bitch, not that way. God damn. Come back this way. Maybe if I light up a joint and just get him high, he'll go to sleep, and I can pull him out by his tail. Come on, hop in. Or go ahead and break. Go ahead. Come on, now break. Break. There we go. He's out of here. Go, bro. Go to freedom. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what happened? that damn thing probably came through that damn doggy door, bro. That's what I'm saying. You want to roll the dice with the doggy doors, bro?
I got a doggy door right here, dude.
Yeah, just wait till the damn skunk comes through that damn thing, and I bet you're not gonna have that doggy door anymore.
Oh, I mean, the dogs need to take themselves out, man. The idea of okay, first of all, I had never had anyone in my entire life who had a doggy door until I met Chica, and it's so nice to not have to go outside and take them out and wake up in the morning. They just go downstairs. They know where to go. The flap opens. They get going, man.
Why do they know where to go? Because they're animals. Come on, Mike, say it.
They're animals. Jade SB says Mike would hit it with his purse. Hell no, that purse is expensive.
Why didn't this dude just grab the damn thing and put it like in a box or something? You know, like put it in a box.
No, that thing would crawl out. That thing would crawl out.
You just put it in a box just to take it outside, man.
Rob
I would have
says,
stopped playing with that damn thing. I would have just grabbed it by its tail and just thrown it outside. As soon as you get close to them, they play dead.
no, they're not, dude. They're gonna squirrel out, man. They're gonna freak out. It's interesting what animals get you freaked out about. Like Chica is deathly afraid of rats, right? If she sees a rat, and I've seen her get all freaked out about it all, I see a rat and I think they're actually kind of cute. But to me, I hate frogs, dude. Frogs just freak me the F out, man.
Have you?
I'm not scared of frogs. They just freak me out.
Have you seen the Texas toads that live here? I don't know if you've ever encountered one, but these suckers are huge, Mike. And I'm not talking like a big frog. I'm talking like a huge frog. So imagine a flower pot that you have outside, right?
Yeah.
You know how big some of these flower pots are, right? 10 inches around, maybe in diameter. That's how big some of these damn Texas toads get, dude. It's like King Toad, big old sucker, man. Huge.
Speaking of toads, the toadies are coming to town.
I saw that in December. I actually wanted to go, dude. I'm gonna buy some tickets to go to 2 concerts. One of them's gonna be, I like Cage the Elephant. They're gonna be at the Techport Arena, and they have the raised platform area where it's gonna be like stadium seating. You get to get in early and all that. You're not gonna be sitting with the peasants, bro. You got your own VIP area, you know, and all that kind of stuff. I think I'm gonna go ahead and buy me a couple tickets to go see that. That's on a Saturday.
Nice.
And the Toadies coming to the Aztec. That's going to be on December. I think it's going to be on a Saturday too. So I think I'm going to go to that as well. You going to go?
I've seen the Toadies before. They were good. I don't know if I like them enough to like want to go see them again. Unless, hear me out. November 6th, it's a Thursday, Corpus Christi, Texas. The Toadies are going to be in concert at the amphitheater out there, the Stone Street Amphitheater, or Concrete Street Amphitheater, rather. Opening up for Stone Temple Pilots.
Oh, bro, it's not the same, man.
Who don't have Scott Weiland anymore, who passed away.
That ain't them. That's just like Journey, you know, that new Journey band. Like, come on, man. No.
Who's the new singer for STP?
I don't know. No, it's not. The Asian kid is the one that sings for Journey. I don't know who the new singer for STP is now.
His name is Jeff Gutt. He's been the vocalist for STP since 2017. He was the vocalist for a new metal band called Dry Cell. And he was appeared on 2 seasons of the American reality TV show The X Factor.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't replace Scott Weiland. It's kind of like watching Linkin Park without Chester Bennington.
Yeah.
Come on. What's the point?
You know what? I was looking at, buying concert tickets and all that. Full disclosure here, because all of a sudden, my credit score went skyrocketing up, because I've been paying and all this on time. So that's like, now my credit score went way up. So it's like they gave me a big increase now without me asking. And I know that all credit card companies do this around this time of year because they're getting ready for, Christmas and whatnot. So it's like, I mean, I don't really have a balance on one of these cards. The Visa card that I have, I don't really use it. It has 0 balance right now. And they're like, yeah, we're going to up your credit limit. So I'm like looking at some of these concerts. I'm like, maybe I'll pull the trigger, Maybe I'll just pull the trigger, dude. Why not?
That's badass, dude. Badass. No, I got a big increase on mine a few months ago or so. And Chica makes fun of me because she's like, what are you going to do with that credit line? I'm like, nothing. That's the point is just to have it.
Yeah,
Matt Gomez says, "Vamos, everybody go to the Mexico game. Are you excited about the friendly that's going to come? Is it Paraguay or something like that against
Mexico.
Mexico?"
Yeah, it's gonna be in the Alamo Dome.
That reminds me of that Simpsons episode where soccer goes to Springfield, and they said it's a battle between the two greatest nations in the world, Paraguay versus Uruguay in Springfield.
Look at this. Somebody's saying this. Sergio de la Garza. He's saying you can buy ice at Bush's Chicken. Bring your ice chest, and they will fill it.
Nice, not bad, dude, not bad.
Just don't drink that tea, bro. That tea's diabetes in a cup, bro. That thing is. You can put the straw in the cup, and it'll stand straight up without any ice. Woo, man, that thing is sweet.
Oh, look who came through the doggy door. Look who came through the doggy door.
There
You missed it. You missed it. Alley cat. Allie. This is Allie. Say hi, Allie.
Is that little squeaky toy?
Yeah. She already ripped that squeaky part out already.
Didn't you say you all had bought some toys for the dogs or something, then just tore them all up?
Yeah, they were supposedly like non-breakable toys, and yeah, that wasn't going to happen, Joe. Wasn't going to happen at all. Joe, I got to wrap things up. I'm getting called into work right now. I'm being flagged down by work, but I know it's a shorter show than normal. But work calls. But everyone have a fantastic day. We'll be back tomorrow. Tomorrow we're going to talk about more Kawhi Leonard because I'm sure there's going to be more fallout when it comes to that.
Yeah.
And I kind of want to get into a pop culture thing with you, Joe.
Yeah.
I need to go back and watch some of these old movies all over again. I watched The Departed the other day for the first time ever.
Departed.
I saw old country, No Country for Old Men last month. I got to watch another one, dude. We have to discuss it, dude. Maybe we'll watch them tonight and make it happen. I got to watch that Charlie Sheen special this afternoon.
Yeah, you got to watch the documentary. It's really good. We're going to have Rick on tomorrow, too, and he's going to be bringing the ladies into the chat.
Oh, is it the ladies chat?
Ladies chat. So one thing that we're going to talk about.
If you want to be just you two, that's fine. But if you want me in, I'll be there.
No, you can join in, too. It'll be fun. But the one thing that I was going to tell you that I wanted to talk about is bringing a little bit of nostalgia to the mix. And that's going to be talking about the fire starter jackets that we had in the 90s, dude. You remember the San Jose Sharks, the Chicago Bulls. We had the Charlotte Hornets starter jackets. Everybody wanted those, dude. And we're going to talk about those. And if you owned any of those starter jackets, whether it be Cowboys, Saints, or whatever your team was from back in the 90s.
I wish I did, man. I was so bad. I didn't have any of that crap. I mean, I loved it. I remember the whole Adidas with Run DMC, and the one that I wish I would have had was the Charlotte Hornets one.
That was a nice one.
That was a nice one. Larry Johnson back in the day. I would have gone with that one, but I did not own any.
Yeah, we'll talk about it.
We're
going to talk about that, man, on tomorrow's show. They had some nice stuff early on. Who knew, that starter jackets from back then are going to be so valuable now. If you still have some and they're in great shape, they go for a lot of money,
Yeah.
All
Very
right.
cool. Sam Flynn is saying the starter jacket with the Dallas Cowboys that Jimmy rocked on the sideline. That was a good, iconic one. Iconic.
Good,
you know what? We'll look up the greatest ones of all time. We'll
Yeah.
be back tomorrow. Again, it's Ladies' Day, Ladies' Morning over at the Area 210 podcast. Don't forget to go check out PF Chang's La Cantera. They power our chat. They can power your lunch as well. We'll be back tomorrow. See ya.
You boys. Bye.